Yeah, I'ma make this shit hot. Oh, I'ma light this shit up. Yeah, I'ma make this shit hot. Oh, I'ma light this shit up.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to part 2 of what if Naruto was the reincarnation of the Otsutsuki god. And I'm not going to drag this out, I'm just going to say I hope you do enjoy. If you did, comment down below, go join my Discord, go check out the thumbnail maker. And other than that, let's jump straight back where we left off. After Naruto released the Seal on Kakashi began to question him, but Naruto easily dodged the questions. And after Kurama, and I'm pretty sure you wanted to name the Otsutsuki god Ra, but I don't want to say that, and we're going to name her Nebula. Actually, we're going to name him Nekubo, as Nebula was a move that was a name of a move I wanted to make. Anyway, his name's Nekubo. So Nekubo and Kurama were introduced to each other, and at first Naruto introduced him as it's a part of his Otsutsuki power. He gets a guide, and Kurama, not knowing a lot about the Otsutsuki, agrees. But now that we're caught up, let's get straight into the part. Naruto and Nekubo can talk to each other without Kurama hearing, and that's what they're doing. Naruto's walking through the forest. He knows about what his next mission is about to be. He's getting it in 2 days. And he's walking, and he says, Nekubo, you said I have different type of powers since I'm your reincarnation. What are they? And Nekubo says, well, I guess the most prominent one for you right now is a new dojutsu. You mortals would call it pure eye, but the eye that you would call pure eye was nowhere near pure. The brighter and more covered the eye is in blueness and whiteness, the more pure it is. And for what I could see in your future, someone would awaken it, but not to an extent, but it would still make the most powerful person to ever exist in your society. Well, you have the true pure eye. We call it the Jogan as the Otsutsuki. It is my personal dojutsu, and just like I said before, my plan was to reincarnate into one of you, and that's how they had the pure eye. But my plans changed, seeing how cruel my actual own disciples, my own race is. But I guess it is about time. You are going to go on your first mission, I might as well. Naruto gets sucked into his mind space, and Nekubo is right in front of him. He places his 2 fingers on Naruto's eyelids, and Naruto, even with his eyes closed, can see everything. He can see chakra natures, he can see cracks in reality where different types of chakra are seeping through. And he can see the names above people's heads, their lifespan, their illnesses, their fighting style. He can see absolutely everything. Whatever Naruto could think would suddenly appear in front of him. And then Nekubo says, I'm not finished. He places a finger on Naruto's forehead, where the Sage of 6 birthmark used to be, and he says, there's a chakra hiding here. I'm gonna unleash it and evolve it. Suddenly Naruto's Sage of 6 birthmark appears again, and then quickly becomes a 3rd eye. When this happens, Naruto's chakra, I'd say, gets about 10 times stronger. Although his vision hasn't increased, he easily says he can understand different techniques now, different knowledge, different languages. Everything that he didn't understand before now has become clear. Naruto quickly closes his eye on his head and deactivates his now Jogan eyes. And he says, that should be enough, thank you. I just wish that people that I've made memories with, friendships with, could remember. And Nekubo says, that's of course possible. With using my power, I'd say we can make at least 3 people remember a year. It's only 3, as tearing time and tearing out memories of people and placing them into others is extremely difficult. But I guess if you can trust them, we could do 3 people. Here in this Naruto immediately says, Kurama, now! He zooms into his own mind space into front of Kurama. Kurama goes, "What do you want, brat?" And Naruto says, "Kurama, please remember." Nekubo flies inside Kurama's head, restoring his memories, and flies back out. Kurama's frozen there. He does not reply. He's literally frozen in time. Nekubo says he'll remain like this for a day or two, because it takes time for the memories to import without burning up the person's brain. And after he hears this, Naruto says, "What if I gave it to my father?" And he says, same thing for him, probably even more like a week, due to Kurama being a tailed beast. It's less effect into him. Anyway, Naruto gets given his mission, a C rank mission. And when he sees Tazuna, the bridge builder, as he's walking, he talks into his ear and whispers, "I know what you're planning. This is not a C rank mission. This could be an A or an S rank. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. But if someone gets hurt or killed, it's on your hands. And whatever they have to endure, so do you." Hearing this, Tazuna's completely thrown off. I think that's his name, whatever. How does this brat know? And that's when Naruto sees the puddle. He walks past it and glares at it. This makes the two whatever the Wave Village, I think it was. The two demon brothers, once I said that, the two demon brothers get caught off guard a bit and nervous. And as he walks past, they lunge upwards, and one chucks their chain towards Naruto. Naruto, without any hand signs or earth, appears in front of him. He makes this happen with just a fall. He's getting a grasp on his new godlike powers. Seeing this, Kakashi makes note of it, but doesn't question it. There's more important matters at hand. And then one of them tries to chuck the chain at Naruto again. Naruto, looking at it, waves his hand. The chain goes at him, spinning back around, wrapping around the demon brother and wrapping around their neck. Naruto clenches his fist slowly. As the chain tightens more, he says, "You, who sent you, who hired you?" And one of them is like, "We'll never tell you." Naruto tightens their grip, and they don't give up even under that pressure. And Naruto laughs and says, "It's about time I got to use one of my other abilities." Naruto activates his Fugaku Sharingan without anyone seeing. He says, "Yet again, who sent you?" The demon brothers immediately reply, "Zabuza, one of the legendary swordsmen of the mist. On the land of waves," that's it. No, it's a land of mist, isn't it? I don't care. He hired us to test you out and potentially kill you if we could. Naruto already knowing this, just wanted to inform the rest of the team and make it less suspicious how he knows. Auntie says, "Okay, since you listened, I guess I'll give you the mercy of getting arrested." He releases them. He expects them to be terrified of what just happened, but no. One of them swing their chain at Naruto, and it scrapes the back of Naruto's neck. Of course, not doing any damage except for a little mark in his skin. This pisses Naruto off, and he rushes over and flips one of their foreheads. This ruptures every single vessel in their brain, and he picks the other one up by their throat, and he says, "How dare you?" Naruto, for the first time, felt something weird. He felt that chakra, the energy of the other person, course into him, and the other person's skin wrinkle up. Naruto immediately drops them. They've aged a minimum of 45 years, and Naruto can feel that 45 years of age coursing through his veins. Nebuko, I think that was his name, yeah. Nebuko then replies and says, "You figured out another one of the powers. You can absorb basically their souls and make it your own, but I don't recommend using it all the time. For someone like you, I doubt you'd like doing that." Naruto says, "Yeah, you're right." That's when Naruto clicks in his head. This is when Zabuza should go up. The sword flies above them, and Naruto jumps up, grabbing it and swinging it down, holding it up effortlessly. Zabuza Landa says, "Impressive, kid. Not many Jonin can wield my sword, and you, a mere genin, can use it." Naruto said, "Actually, I'm going to be a Jonin by the end of the week." Zabuza hearing this said, "Makes sense. A prodigy, are ya? Let's just see how great you truly are. But first, give me back my damn sword." Zabuza said this as a joke, not expecting Naruto to, and Naruto says, "If you really want it, take it. He chucks at Zabuza like he did before, hoping to impale his stomach. The speed catches Zabuza off guard and he barely catches it and deflects it. He says, "You damn brat, if I went on guard, that would have killed me." And Naruto went, "Oh no, who would have thought that you attack us and someone tries to kill you in return? Such a hard life you have. Maybe you shouldn't attack people, you dumb prick." Hearing this ticks Zabuza off. He's one of the legendary 7 ninja swordsmen. And 12-year-old boy, 13-year-old boy is talking to him like a piece of shit on his shoe. Naruto then says, "If you're gonna fight me, get it over with, because I've been itching to kill someone." Hearing this, Zabuza laughs and says, "Bruh, you belong hanging out with me." And he says, "Yes, this shit, you think I should come and train with you, because you can make me the strongest, most dangerous ninja in the land." Naruto's heard this all before. Zabuza said the exactly same thing as last time. Zabuza says, "You're not only smart, but you also seem to catch on quick. So what do you say, yes or no?" Naruto says, "Here's my answer for you." A clone of Naruto falls down from the sky, kicking Zabuza's head into the ground. He says, "Is that enough of an answer for you?" He yells to Sasuke, "Sasuke, activate your Sharingan, this isn't going to be an easy fight." And as such, Sasuke does. With Naruto's extra training to the side, which Naruto has been doing, training Sasuke to the side, Sasuke's Sharingan is now at 3 Tomori. It's not at the max where it has all them little lines in it, but it's still 3 Tomori. And he's looking about, and he's like, "Naruto." Sasuke says, "Yes." And Naruto goes, "Yes, Sasuke, I know. Someone else is here. But let's pretend like we don't know." Naruto, interested to try his new dojutsu, activates the Jogan in both eyes. Everyone's seen this is caught off guard. But what sort of eye is that? That's not the Sharingan, that's not the Byakugan. Just, what is that? After Naruto activates his eyes, he sees Zabuza. "You would live to age 74, but at my hands you'll die in the next 10 minutes. Interesting. You have demonic chakra even though you don't realise it. You never used it. Maybe that's why you was called the demonic ninja. You didn't have the haki uses, as I thought, ice release." I'm not going to let that opportunity slip past me this time. It begins. Naruto and Sasuke rush at Zabuza. Sasuke with a Kuna now, more adverse in using it. Actually gets tiny little cuts of Zabuza when he can. And Chi even chucks explosive Kuna. This puts a bit of pressure on Zabuza, but nothing he can't handle, until Naruto gets involved. Naruto moves at speeds that Zabuza cannot react to. And for what Zabuza sees, he sees a little blur, and he's just getting a full power kick and then a full power punch to his body and face. He's like, "Damn bro." He does hand signs, wind style, wind slash. And with his sword sends a massive wind slash towards Naruto. Naruto places his hand up. With the calm on his hand, he absorbs the chakra. This, yet again, catches people off guard, and he places up his other hand and says, "Let's see how you like it." He counters the strength by 15, and sends a massive wind blade at Zabuza. Zabuza barely manages, and he actually loses 2 toes. This yet again just pisses him off. And demon chakra starts leaking from Zabuza. Naruto says, "Finally, that's what I've been waiting for." Otsutsuki, who are considered gods. I wonder what happens if I consider a devil. Nebuko says, "Naruto, don't." Even I don't know what would happen. That devil chakra was someone from an opposing clan to the Otsutsuki. You might understand that he was someone named Hidan, the god Jashin. Evil chakra that we can't contain. Naruto says, "You can't contain, you mean?" "No means I can't. There's nothing that means I can't." Naruto rushes towards Zabuza, ducking and weaving, and he's waiting for it. That's it. 5 ice senbon fly towards him. Naruto absorbs it. He feels the ice course through his vein. Not enough to understand that or get the nature release, but definitely enough to create a cold blast of air. And as such, he lifts out his fingers. He shoots a very icy mist into Zabuza's face. This makes Zabuza's nose run, his eyes water, and he tries wiping his eyes. Just for Naruto to slam his hand onto his chest, placing a seal that will absorb all the chakra around Zabuza, all the demonic chakra around Zabuza, into one point. And then Naruto, using his Karma Sword, absorbs that. Zabuza, as soon as this happened, all the dark thoughts he's ever had faded. He has no urge to kill people like he ever has. No urge to hurt people. And he thinks about all the stuff he's done. For the first time in his life, he's felt guilt. And as Naruto filters evil energy course through his veins, he knows what he has to do. He sends every single type of chakra that he has to combat it. And eventually he wins the fight. And he gains perfect control over it. With this dark energy coursing through his veins, one of his Jogan turned blackish purple. And Naruto says, this is not something I expected. One sec, I need a drink. I squeezed a bottle of Coke and all that gas went down my throat. Ah. Oh. Nebuchadnezzar goes, impossible. The impure eye. Naruto goes, the impure eye, what's that? Nebuchadnezzar goes, as I suggest, our eye is pure, divine. That eye, although powerful, is demonic and impure. It basically gives you the entire opposite abilities of what the Jogan does. And Naruto says, I still don't even understand what the Jogan can do. And Nebuchadnezzar says, in time, Naruto. At this moment in time, Kurama wakes up and he's alarmed, saying, Naruto, what's happening? Naruto says to him to shut up. And Kurama obliges. And by the way, guys, I don't know if I mentioned it, Naruto's hair is half white, half black. That's what someone's commented down below and I liked it. And as such, Zabuza's just standing there defeated. What have I done? How could I do this? And Naruto, reading his thoughts, understands what's happened. Zabuza has nowhere near the power to be able to control this dark energy, and as such, it's manipulated him. But at this time, Haku comes flying in. But Naruto ain't in the mood. His eyes flash into a Rinnegan and he places his hand up. And he says, Almighty push. And it sends Haku flying backwards into a tree. Then he says, Almighty pull. He grabs onto Haku's neck and wonders. He slowly starts absorbing Haku's chakra. Like what he did before on the Demon Brothers, but on a lower level. And he finally gets to that ice release. He absorbs it all, taking away Haku's ice release so he can't even use it and keeping it for his own. Zabuza surrenders. And Haku's body lays there lifeless. What? And Nebuchadnezzar says, you took away their chakra release. The chakra nature, but also their soul. Luckily, that was necessary. If you did take away the chakra nature, it would take you years to figure out how to use it. But since you took away the soul, you really have a sort of use. With Haku's body laying there lifeless, Naruto realised he made a huge change in history. And with Zabuza surrendering, Naruto thinks of possibilities and says, okay, Zabuza, I accept your surrender as long as you give me your blade. Zabuza immediately chucks his blade at full speed at Naruto, saying, take it, I don't want to ever see that blade again. The countless people it's murdered with me using it. And Zabuza begins to throw up. Naruto rushes at him and punches him square in the nose, knocking him out. And he says, well, looks like our job here is nearly done. And of course he escorts the bridge people to the village, deals with the thugs, and yeah, it gets named Naruto Bridge. And then Naruto heads back to the Leaf Village, thinking to himself, when I'm a god, everything sure is a lot easier. Now after explaining it to Kurama what happened, Kurama says, you damn brat, of course it would be you to get reincarnated as a god. Looks like we're gonna get one hell of an adventure here. Other than that, guys, I hope you did enjoy it. Show me your friends and family, like and subscribe. And yeah, guys, peace out. Love.